Welcome back to the podcast. Today, we're diving into a life-changing topic, habits. Specifically, how small habits shape our behavior and how you can harness their power to transform your life. We'll be exploring the key takeaways from Charles Duhigg's book, The Power of Habit. Have you ever wondered why you can't seem to break that bad habit, or why it feels so easy to stick to certain routines? Duhigg's book breaks it down and explains why habits are the key to unlocking both personal and professional growth. Let's jump into it. The habit loop, the science behind habits. So, what exactly is a habit? To put it simply, habits are behaviors that are repeated regularly and often occur subconsciously. Duhigg introduces us to the habit loop, which is made up of three parts: the cue, the routine, and the reward. Think of it like this. Imagine you're feeling stressed at work, cue, so you decide to take a break and scroll through your phone, routine. After a few minutes, you feel a little more relaxed, reward. Over time, your brain associates taking a break with stress relief, making it easier to repeat that action whenever you feel stressed. The key here is recognizing the loop. Once you identify the cues, routines, and rewards in your life, you can begin to consciously shift them. Want to stop mindlessly scrolling through your phone when you're stressed? You can replace that routine with something healthier, like going for a short walk or practicing deep breathing. The golden rule of habit change. Now, here's where the real power lies. Duhigg's golden rule of habit change is incredibly simple, but so profound. It's this: you can't just erase a bad habit, you have to replace it with a new one. Let's say you're trying to quit smoking. If you simply try to stop cold turkey, you might feel deprived and eventually go back to the habit. But if you replace smoking with a healthier routine, like chewing gum or taking a walk every time the urge hits, you create a new positive loop. The key is to identify the cue, when you crave a cigarette, and the reward, the relief it gives you, and replace the routine with something that gives you a similar reward. What's fascinating is that this doesn't just apply to habits like smoking or junk food. It applies to any habit in your life. Whether it's procrastination, overthinking, or even negative self-talk, you can use this method to replace old habits with ones that serve you better. The power of small habits. How tiny actions lead to big results. Here's the thing about habits: they compound. Small, seemingly insignificant actions can lead to huge changes over time. Take something as simple as exercising for 10 minutes every morning. It may seem trivial at first, but after a few weeks, those 10 minutes add up. And over time, it becomes easier to stretch that 10 minutes to 20, then 30, until you're working out for an hour a day. The power of small habits isn't just in the actions themselves, it's in the momentum they build. A tiny win, like brushing your teeth right after dinner, can set you up for other positive behaviors. It creates a domino effect. You feel good about your first small victory, and that motivates you to take on bigger challenges. Willpower and the importance of focus. Another insight from the power of habit is the role willpower plays in habit formation. It turns out, willpower is like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. But like any muscle, it can get fatigued. This is why habits are so powerful. Once a behavior becomes automatic, it no longer requires as much willpower to maintain. Duhigg shares an example of how individuals with strong willpower tend to excel in multiple areas of their lives. The secret isn't necessarily that they have more willpower. It's that they've built habits that conserve their willpower for the most important decisions. Think about it. If you don't have to think twice about going to the gym every morning, you can conserve that precious willpower for other decisions, like staying productive at work or choosing healthy meals. Conclusion. So, what's the takeaway here? Habits are the silent drivers of our daily lives. Whether we're aware of it or not, our behaviors follow predictable loops, and those loops shape our destiny. By understanding the habit loop, using the golden rule of habit change, and focusing on small, incremental actions, you can start transforming your habits, and ultimately, your life. As we wrap up today's episode, think about one habit you want to change. Identify the cue, the routine, and the reward. And remember, don't try to fight your habit, replace it with something better. In the end, it's the little habits that shape the big picture. Thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to subscribe and share it with a friend. And remember, change starts with a single step. So, what will your first step be today?